Hello friends, and welcome to Skipping the Mouse with your host, me, Rick Roll. Alright, it's kind of a rainy day out today, and because of that, I got like a little indoor project I want to work on. Let me show you what I have in mind. Ever since I built this table, I've been thinking about doing something kind of cool with it for the holidays. After my father retired, he found that he had to come up with little projects to occupy his time because he was kind of a hands-on, let's do something, let's build something, let's make something kind of person like I am. And one of the things he did to occupy his time was build a very elaborate Christmas village on tables and stuff like that around the family room. And he also had a train that actually his train went around the Christmas tree. But what I've been thinking about doing is kind of continuing that tradition a little bit and building a little village on this table, and also get an HO scale train that'll run the length of the table and the village. And I've been thinking about that a lot lately as we get closer and closer to Christmas. And I was talking to my mom on the phone yesterday, and she was a little concerned that she didn't think she had enough things for me for Christmas. And so she was looking for another idea. And I started talking to her about this, and she really liked the idea, and she decided that she wanted to help me buy the train. She was going to basically buy the train for me for Christmas. And that is going to be the start of this project. Basically, I want to cover this whole table. I actually want to extend the table out more to give it a little bit more room. This thing's about 22 inches deep. And so basically, I want to extend the table out about 2 feet so that it's like 4 feet deep and it's 11 feet long. And I'm going to cover it with felt or some white cotton, something that'll simulate snow. We're going to put the train tracks on it, run the train over the whole thing, and buy a bunch of those funny little cute little Christmassy scale model buildings that make it look like this is going to be a little Christmas village. Like I said, this is going to be a multi-project year because those little buildings, they aren't cheap. You know, you get the little figurines. The figurines may be $25 or $50. The buildings are $100, $150, $250. So this isn't something I'm going to do instantly and transform this whole thing into a village. But over a period of years, I'd like to build on it every year and come up with something pretty cool. But first thing we got to do is get the train. And there's a place called Hobby Town in town here. I tried going by there yesterday to look at it, and they were closed because it was Sunday. But we're going to run over to there today and see what they have. I know they got a section on trains, and I want to get in there, maybe buy a train and get it set up. Also, probably tomorrow, I am going to extend the length of this thing, the width of this thing, so that I can get more on here. I'm concerned, you know, with the 22-inch width that it is right now, that I wouldn't be able to turn a train fast enough on here. And so by, you know, increasing the width significantly, it'll allow me to become a bigger project. Now, I got kind of a picture in my head how I want to do this. I don't want to destroy this or damage this in any way, but what I do want to do is extend it out. And I'm basically going to just attach a piece of plywood that'll extend out the additional distance. It'll be something that I can put together around Christmas time and take apart after Christmas time and restore this to its normal appearance. But during the Christmas holidays or any other time I designate that I want to do something on here, I will be able to put that platform on here and increase the real estate that I have to work with. So first thing I want to do is run over to Hobby Town and see what they have in terms of trains and what they can help me figure out how I want to do this. All right, I'm back from Hobby Town, and when I went over there yesterday, I was a little bit concerned that it seemed like kind of a tiny little shop, and that kind of led me to believe maybe they might not have an enormous selection of trains because they were doing all sorts of stuff. They seemed to predominantly be focused on like RC cars and stuff like that, but they had models and they had some trains and they had other stuff like that. And when I got in there, the truth is they only had about 4 different types of train that I could look at. And most of them were themed trains, you know, Thomas the Train or Polar Express or that kind of stuff. And they were horrendously expensive. Probably about twice what I was thinking about paying for all of this. So I decided to come home and look online and see what I could find. But before I did, I actually went to a couple other places. I wanted to see if I could find maybe some of the little village buildings. I've noticed that sometimes Hallmark stores have some of those little village buildings in them. So I wanted to see if there was something like that there. There wasn't. I also went to Michael's and Hobby Lobby to see if I could find some snow that I could use. I wanted to get like a big sheet of felt or something like that that I could put over the table and use that as snow. They didn't really have that, but I did actually go over to Walmart, and Walmart had something. So I actually did get some snow, and came home and looked online and found a website that seems to focus on trains and stuff like that. And I found a train that I like, and I've ordered it, and hopefully in the next week or 10 days it should arrive. Let me show you what I got. So I found this company online called trainworld.com. They claim they've been in business since 1968, and they seem to have a really good selection of stuff. I was originally thinking Lionel brand because I've worked with that before, but I saw a lot of Bachmann trains, and they looked like really quality things, and they had a lot of different options. I was kind of looking at some of these Christmas kind of themed ones. They had a couple of those, but kind of at one point decided that I wanted something that maybe wasn't necessarily a Christmassy themed train. You know, you can have a regular train running in a Christmas village and it'll look just as really good. So I settled on this Chessie train set, which I thought was kind of cool, and had kind of a really cool engine, and came with 5 different cars, and it came with some of the track, and you know, all the track that I need to start. Now eventually I want to lengthen the track and make the track run the entire length of the table, but for now this thing's gonna be just kind of, it's an oval track. It's about 34 inches on the short side and about 48 inches on the long side. So I can always at some point add additional track to it and increase the length of the run. But for now, I think this is the one we're going to go with, and we're going to see what happens. Hopefully this turns out to be a good choice. It seems like it's going to be a fun little train. Comes with, like I said, the cars and the track, and it should be a good little starter set. So there we go. So I've cleaned off the table a little bit and laid out what's the felt material that's going to be used to be the snow. You got to remember, this thing's going to hang out probably another 24 inches. So this will eventually stick all the way out, and it'll be you know, snow all the way across this. And then I'll build the trains on top of that, build a little city around here. Can punch little holes in this to run wires up into things, and I think this is going to look really cool. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing how this turns out. I think tomorrow I'm going to extend the side of the table here so that we have the full-size tables when the train comes and when we're ready to do that. Ultimately, like I said, I want the train to run the entire length of the back here. I'm thinking it's going to come out this way, probably go back towards the middle, drive in this way, and then kind of come out and do a big wide circle on this end, and then start and go the whole loop here. So, you know, that's going to leave a lot of room for you know, village buildings and people and whatever all around that. And I think it'll look really cool. So looking forward to seeing how that turns out. Come back next time, and we'll watch, and you'll watch me build the extension onto this thing that will allow to the train to come way out off of the current table, and we'll go from there. So I think that's all that I have for today. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.